tensions continue to simmer between the two Koreas. On Tuesday, North Korea announced it would cut off all communication lines with the South, accusing Seoul of not stopping defectors from sending anti-Pyongyang leaflets and other material into the North. South Korea has promised to crack down on defector groups, but that isn't stopping some. Let's get the latest now from our correspondent Lim Young-suk, joining us live from Seoul. Young-suk, just give us a description on where you are right now and how are things panning out?
Well, I'm outside the National Assembly over there here in Seoul, where there are a group of people, including some activists and also lawmakers from the opposition party, and they're gathered over on that side. And it's a small handful of people who gathered to denounce the South Korean government's move to harshly crack down on the leaflets and the defectors groups here in South Korea. Now, among those lawmakers from the opposition party is a North Korean defector Ji Sung-ho, who won a seat, who earned a seat in the National Assembly in the latest election here in South Korea. And he's saying that the South Korean government should not be listening to the voices, the messages from the North Korean regime, and that includes the sister of North Korean leader Kim Yo-jong, who has said that the South Korean government has to crack down or do something, put a ban on the leaflets, or else it would threaten the security, the tension here on the Korean Peninsula. And instead, the Ji Sung-ho, the lawmaker Ji Sung-ho, was saying that the South Korean government should listen to the voices of the North Korean people who are starving and whose human rights are being destroyed because they don't have any freedom in North Korea. Now, the South Korean government has been saying that it has been cracking down harshly on the defectors groups, and in fact, today we had the Gyeonggi province, where many of the cities border with North Korea, saying that it will ban the defectors from going to any areas in 4 different areas in Gyeonggi province, and saying that if any activists or North Korean defectors go there to fly and to send the leaflets over to North Korea, they can be arrested. So lots of tension here on the Korean Peninsula, not just between South and North Korea, but definitely with the defectors here too, who say they will still go ahead and send the leaflets to North Korea because that's the only way that the North Koreans can get information about the outside world.
And all this coming today, which is the anniversary of the 2-year meeting between the U.S. and North Korea summit in Singapore. It's been a couple of years of high-level diplomacy that has now a definite sense of inertia to it.
Well, yes, definitely. I mean, we saw 2 years ago how the U.S. President Donald Trump met with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Singapore, and there were lots of excitement that perhaps that will be the beginning of better ties between the two countries, but also bringing about peaceful means here on the Korean Peninsula. But nothing really much has progressed between the two sides. And also we had the North Korean KCNA today citing the Foreign Minister Lee Sung-kwon as saying that there was no use to maintain this friendly and this personal relationship with the U.S. President Donald Trump, and also saying that North Korea was not going to be giving any packages or bundle to the United States anymore because all it gets in return are empty promises. Now, the North Korea is also saying that because it has to maintain this readiness with everything that's going on, it will be having its military forces on alert and will be building up the capability of its military forces to deter any possible attacks from the outside world, including the United States. And so 2 years have passed, but not much progress. And also for South and North Korean relations, because we know that the North Koreans have cut off all communication links with the South Korean government, including the hotline between South Korean leader South Korean President Moon Jae-in and the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And that's why, in a way, many experts here are saying that the South Korean government wants to push ahead with the engagement policy with North Korea, and yet right now its hands are tied, and that's why it is harshly cracking down on the defectors and the leaflets. And the parliament is saying that it wants to legislate this ban on the leaflets to make sure that the defectors groups or any other activists won't be sending any of those propaganda leaflets over to North Korea.